Hey guys, welcome back again to my page, Amara's vlog. How is everyone doing? Hope you're doing good. As for me, I'm doing well. So what I'll be talking about today, it's about core of Psqare. Some people do mistake Peter for Paul or Paul for Peter. So please, if you're joining me, don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you can as well share. Hi Aloy, welcome. Please let me know if you can hear me because I'm using my fan as well, so if my voice is not audible enough, let me know so I can switch up things. I want to be sure that I'm heard audible enough. Good evening. Thank you. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the like. So I really like, going straight to the point. I don't like jumping around the bush. Hi Ada, good to have you. How are you doing? Thanks for joining, and thanks for the like. I appreciate everyone here. Hope everyone is doing good, everyone is doing well. Wherever you're watching me from, I appreciate you a lot. So I have my other phone here because, first of all, a lot of people do not believe that these two people have, gone their separate ways. That's Paul Okoye and his estranged wife. Please let me know if you can hear me well. Let me know if you can hear me well. If you can hear me well, please let me know in the chat. Let me know. Hi Ekuma, you're welcome. Big shout out to you. And thanks for the like. Please, someone should help me. Let me know in the chat if my voice is audible enough or if it's low so I can adjust. Please let me know. I'm waiting for a confirmation before I proceed. Please, if you can hear me well, let me know in the live chat. If my voice is audible enough or is low, please let me know as well. Hi Esther, you're welcome. How are you doing? Big shout out to you. Thanks for joining me. Please, if you can hear me, let me know you can hear me well. If you can hear me, let me know in the live chat. Just say yes and I will know you can hear me well. Hi Goodness, big shout out to you. Thanks for joining. Hope you're doing good. Somebody help me. Ada, yes, it's okay. All right, thanks for confirming. Okay. All right. Okay, thanks for the confirmation. You're welcome, everyone. I'm doing well. Thanks for joining. All right, thanks. Okay, so I'll go ahead and proceed because I usually don't like wasting time if I'm on live. I like to go direct to the point so that when I have said my 2 cents, I can, exit. Yes, thanks, Light. Thanks for the confirmation. So what a lot of people don't know is right now, Anita Okoye served her estranged husband, Paul Okoye, a divorce paper. And not only that, she's demanding a whooping 15,000 US dollars monthly. In case if you don't know what the conversion is, that is about 7.8 million naira monthly. So if you calculate that times 12, that should be giving you around 93 million yearly, right? So you'll be wondering, why would she do something like that? Did she go into the marriage with the mindset that she's going to exit and then ask for such a huge amount of money? Because in the US law, they have this law in place that it's like the women are in favor. So if marriage no can work, if you can't scatter like this, sometimes, the women are being highly favored. So maybe some people can take it as a business to cash out, But being that she's an African girl, I'm not sure. Some people say she's from Anambra. Some are saying she's from Rivers State, right? So some people say she grew up in Rivers. I don't think that could be her intention. Like, I don't think that anybody will go into marriage with the expectation to break that marriage. There are a lot of things that, can destroy a marriage. A marriage can be going all rosy, all beautiful, everybody is happy, and then something can happen. Before you know it, there is no way, to fix that thing. And because of it, everybody will just become strangers. All of a sudden, these could be two people madly in love. When I mean madly in love, I mean obsessively in love with each other. That you yourself, you'll be looking at them and you'll be admiring. Just like on social media, sometimes when we look at our celebrities, people always tap into their into their marriage or relationship because they post what they want you to see. But behind closed doors, a lot of things could be happening that we don't even know because we don't get to see those sides of them. So because right now, some people are in disbelief, some people are like saying, oh, this is fake. These two people are still, legally married. They are still together. The wife is still, bearing the husband's name, Okoye. She has not changed her name, right? And I remember when I first heard about their breakup, the wife still, has to keep the name just for their kids and until the divorce is finalized because she just filed, the divorce and her husband needs to respond and he needs to also be on the same page with her. So there are some things that she is saying why she demanded a divorce from her husband because a lot of people were wondering, these people appear to be, happy, they appear to be in love, what happened? And they have been together for a long time. They have been together for a whooping 17 good years. For a whooping 17 good years. Right? So what really happened? Hi, Amaka. Thank you. Yes, please share. Thanks for that. I really appreciate. So what really happened? That's the question. Sometimes we look at things and we think it's perfect, but you don't know what is going on behind closed doors, right? So if you're still in disbelief or you're thinking this is not possible, just know that anything is possible. So the number one reason she gave why she served her husband a divorce paper, I will read it and I will try my best to explain, and if you also have it, something to say, you're free to say it. So number one, she said they no longer share mutual conjugal relationship as husband and wife. OMG. Oh my goodness. You cannot underestimate the power of conjugal rights between a man and his wife. If in a church, when a husband and a wife, when they are getting married, pastors always emphasize on conjugal rights. They always emphasize on it because it is very important. So she's saying that her husband has been denying her, affection, love. They no longer have that relationship of husband and wife, how husband and wife should relate, there is no love, no conjugal rights. I don't know if I say some words, if it's going to be offensive, to some people, or I don't know, but basically she's saying that she and her husband, they entered the other room, and they use broken. Sometimes if I speak English, I can mix it with broken, okay? So they entered the other room. And she's saying that she cannot take that. Yeah. And if you are, why I'm reading these things out, let's be taking some things out from it. Okay. I'm not just reading to be like an entertainer, right? I'm actually learning from it. I hope someone also learn a thing or two from what she's saying. Either is you're a man or you're a woman, because sometimes people be like, okay, maybe it's the woman's fault or maybe it's the man's fault. You never can tell whose fault it is. You never can tell. It could be the woman, it could be the man, and it could also be both of them. Yeah, because in a relationship, for a relationship to work, both of them have to continuously make it to work. So if it's only one person that is making it to work and the other person is just like laid back, is not going to work, because in the long run, give it time, that person that is always the one trying to make it to work is going to get tired, exhausted, and they will stop trying. They will practically get worn out, that they don't care anymore. So she is saying her husband has been denying her of sex. Okay, that's the word, conjugal right. Number two reason she gave, she said lack of spousal support. Okay, I don't know how credible, if she's saying her whole truth, because the husband has not, said maybe this is what my wife has been doing, but I will try my best, to balance this so that it's not like I'm going, like, even if I'm reading this, I'm practically not saying that this is how it is, or that, whatever she's saying is exactly how it's happened. But maybe as I'm reading this, you can learn something from it so that you can, take it as a yardstick to compare how you are in your relationship, how you are, the kind of partner you are. If you're in a relationship, whether you're married or you're aspiring to be married or you are in love with someone, just take it as a yardstick to judge yourself by yourself, be your own judge, right? So she said that anytime she asks her husband for support, he always denies her. She doesn't receive any support from him. So basically, she's trying to tell us that her husband is stingy. I don't know. And it's very surprising, because when you look at, their lifestyle, you would think that they have it all. They are rich. So you would never believe that this guy has not been supporting the wife. I don't know if she needed maybe like to open an investment, and maybe the husband is the type that when, she tells him, honey, I want to do this, can you help me financially? And the man will be like, oh, cut it, you don't need to do that, that type of stuff. And this is what she's saying. This is her words, not my words. I'm not making any assumptions here. Like I said, I have my phone and I'm reading it out. Okay? So the third thing she said they no longer have communication as a couple. Okay, I'll be reading some comments as well, okay? So before I break down the third reason she gave, someone here is saying, the guy said his wife is a lesbian. I'm not too sure, but that's what I heard. Okay. I've been hearing a lot of things, both on the husband's side, but anything can fly, like any rumor can just spring up and it will spread like wildfire. So I'm always careful to go by hearsay. For example, I've heard a lot of things on the guy's side, like he's a womanizer. He's a type of man that cannot control himself. He cannot put himself in check. That he was even sleeping with a maid, and the wife has caught him number of times, and he has always pleaded, I'm sorry, baby, forgive me, I won't do it again. And then after that phase, it's like everything starts again. He starts with the same lifestyle. So I'm not going to say that is true, but that is also on the news. That's from hearsay, but this one I'm just reading it out, But I don't know, that's very worrisome if that is true that the wife is a lesbian. Because I know some people, even there are married men that are homosexual and they still go ahead to marry a woman. And then when they are in the marriage, you will see that the woman will be suffering because there is no way you know that, okay, you're a homosexual, you're going to, then you went into marriage, you go into marriage with a woman, and then you expect to, be like a straight guy, love the woman, cherish her, be there for her. It's not going to work. So I think people need to always tell themselves the truth. Okay? So, being the third thing that I said, they no longer have communication as a couple. There is one thing that I always say, and that is, if you're in a relationship with someone and there is no communication, that relationship is bound to fail. Because if you guys cannot communicate, if you guys cannot rub minds together, if you guys cannot, share thoughts together, it's going to fail. Yeah, because it's like you guys are just you guys are not, if you're into someone, you will want to talk with them, you will want to hear from them, you will want to whatever. Even if you're having differences, you always have to talk it out. Sometimes we make this mistake, maybe in a relationship, or with our lovers, with people we are in relationship with, and we find out that this person that I'm in love with, or this person that you love so much, he's in the habit of, maybe anytime we have a little misunderstanding, they bones, they don't want to talk to you. And even after that issue is resolved, you still don't talk about why it happened, because sometimes the mistake some of us make is this: okay, we just had a misunderstanding, right? And everybody's bony face, facing this one will face north, the other one will face south. And then maybe after a number of days, all that drama, has faded, and you guys are back again. You fail to talk about it. Like, why did I feel this way? Why did you feel this way? Why was I angry at you? Why were you angry? So you fail to talk about it. You fail to understand each other, because if you don't talk about it, you cannot understand why what happened. So it's always important to make sure that you cultivate the habit of communicating with your spouse. Okay, even if you're dating, make it a habit to always communicate. It's very important. A lot of people, neglect this aspect, but I'm telling you, it is very, very important. Yes, it's very, very important. Please, I'm really serious about this communication, because lack of communication has, it has done a lot of damage. Things that could have been talked about, and maybe you guys will have an understanding and try to understand yourselves and try to, know and just understand the situation, but nobody will talk about it. It's going to happen again, and it will keep happening because none of you has talked about it. Yes, thank you, Odinaka. Please give this video a thumbs up and also share. Can I ask you a question? Okay, yes, go ahead and ask. Robinson Eze, you're free to ask me any question. If it's something that I can answer, I will give you the answer. And if it's something that I can't answer, anybody here can also answer, right? Conversation is the key in a relationship and marriage. Too important. Exactly. It's very, very important. Very, very important. So, number 4, while you're getting your question ready, the 4th reason she gave, she said, irreconcilable differences. Okay? So, she said, Anita, who was the music star's university sweetheart, said another reason she wants their marriage dissolved is over irreconcilable differences. So they had issues they couldn't resolve. They had issues that kept repeating itself. They had issues that they couldn't, as a couple, they couldn't find a solution to. So she came to a point that I don't think this is going to work. So I think I need a break. Like, I need this to stop. I'm done with this drama. I'm done with this. So that is one of the reasons she gave for that. And then the number fifth thing she said, extreme indifference towards her feelings. Oh my goodness. Extreme indifference towards her feelings. So she's trying to let us know that her husband, estranged husband, has never considered her feelings. I don't know, maybe if he's the kind of man that, maybe when a woman talk to him, maybe when she, talk to him about something, he doesn't want to listen to her. Maybe there are some men that they don't like taking advice from their women, or they don't like, receiving opinions from their, from their women. It's either what they said is the final say or nothing. Like, if you cannot accept what I'm saying, then take a walk. So I don't know. And if, for me personally, okay, I'm not going to be judging Paul. Please, if I'm reading this, don't think that I'm judging him. No, I'm just stating the obvious. What she said, made her to request for the, for the divorce. I'm just going to say this. If you love somebody, you won't make it like, oh, I'm the captain. Even though we recognize, the man is the head, and the woman is the supporter. But sometimes some men, they don't welcome any sort of support. Maybe when they are talking and maybe they want something to be done in a family and they are discussing, when the woman gives her own opinion, the man will just, shut her up, like, shut up, shut up, you have no say, you don't have any say here. It's either you go with what I said or nothing. So these are the things that she said. Now I'm going to drop my phone because I'm done reading all of that. What I'm going to say next is this. People need to understand something. I really feel for them because, let me say, 17 years back when they started this journey, they were, was it high school or university sweethearts, and then finally they got married. I'm sure that they were going into the relationship to make it work. They didn't see themselves separating or, going their different ways in a space of years or number of years. Like now, after 17 years, they are going their different ways. They didn't see that coming. And a lot of things must have happened, in those number of years. A lot of things must have happened. And sometimes we are in a relationship and we can get careless or get carried away, that we just think that, I don't think I should keep doing this. Maybe, when you met your spouse newly, there was things that you were doing and they just loved you because of those things. And then after a while, you get too comfortable. You stop doing those things because you want them to understand you, or because you think that, okay, I think I've arrived. There's no need for me to continue on doing this, I would just say, being in a relationship is not easy. A lot of people think it's easy, it's not easy. It's hard work. And both parties must come together to make it work. It's never, sometimes we say in Nigeria, if a marriage fails, is the woman's fault. We always put the blame on the woman, right? Because we think that the woman has to do everything, be the one that will make sure that the husband doesn't go astray. In fact, if a husband cheats on his wife, it's always the woman's fault, right? People will be like, oh, you didn't give him good sex. You didn't love him well. You didn't cook good food for him. You didn't treat him right. There are a lot of blames on the women, on the woman, yeah? So right now, coming to Anita, when this news broke, a lot of people were saying, stuff like, oh, she's a street girl, she's not a home trained girl, she's a Yankee girl, that she has been living, or she lives in, maybe in the diaspora. Doesn't mean that, oh, she's bad or she's the reason for the divorce, right? Or like now that she's requesting for 7.8 million naira monthly. A lot of people are using it against her because they think that amount is so outrageous that she may have, planned it on set, knowing the worth of her husband. She may have, planned it ahead of time, like, okay, when you get to a certain age, I'm going to do this because of the money. For me personally, I don't know the cost of living in the US, but I did make a little investigations. I was like, a woman, a single mom that has 3 kids, they need to go to school. You need to talk about their medical, bills, all of that. How much would you budget being an American, that, these people would be living on? And I had like highest, like if you're living extravagantly, it should be maybe 8,000, US dollars, but she's asking for 15,000 US dollars. So a lot of people are kind of like, reasoning, why is she asking such amounts of money from, a man who she once loved? Is it like a revenge? Because the rumor has it that, okay? I'm not going to be saying, I'm always careful. Rumor has it that Paul has always been excessively spending on women out there, neglecting her. So at a point, she had to hustle for herself. So maybe this is like a comeback, maybe like a comeback, maybe like a revenge, to like come back at the husband. So since you weren't, doing all of that for me, since you weren't being nice, since you weren't being considering, like you weren't caring for me, okay, it's time for me to pay you back with the law, But I know Paul, being a Nigerian guy, there is no way he's going to accept to be paying such a huge amount of money. Like, that's a huge amount of money, even though that, we look at him as someone who has the money, but that's too much every month. Anyway, she may have her reasons why she requested for such amount of money, but it is kind of, it has kind of opened doors for people to, tag her as a bad woman and as the architect of the marriage failure, even though that in the right senses, it could be that, it's from both of them, or maybe the man, or maybe her as well. But that has given, people room to assume, that she is the cause, she is the problem, she is, the demon in the marriage, And one thing that I know is, if a woman loves her children, I don't think any mother wouldn't love, if you're a mom, there is no way you wouldn't love your babies. I think you always have the best interest, you always have their best interest in your hearts, right? So anything you're doing, you must have calculated it. So I don't think that she would, she went into the marriage, just to go out of the marriage. Remember, it's been 17 years they have been together. And being that they have 3 kids, because I know divorce is not something easy, especially on the kids, because it's not only the 2 people that are going to suffer it, even the kids, the parents living apart from what they have been used to, seeing their parents together in the same setting, communicating with them, doing things together as a family, going out together, eating together. So all of a sudden, all of that, will be changing. So I don't think she planned to do that. Maybe she has some grudge. Maybe, something made her to actually take that decision to request for such amount of money. But I don't know. I cannot be like, she's a thief. Like, I mean, a lot of people are calling her names now. Like, she's a thief, she's a gold digger, she's that. Yeah. So what I'm just basically saying here is this: marriage is hard work, okay? And don't always um, don't always pray that your marriage will be like so people. You're not living with them. I learned that when I was growing up, because there was this couple that, oh my goodness, I admired so much. I went to their wedding, everything was perfect, like it was like love in the air. My goodness, like the way everything was going, the way the wedding went, and they always visited my home. It was always happy. So I was like, oh my goodness, I just love them. I admired them a lot. My goodness. But I later discovered something shocking. It sent chills to my whole body. I was like, this cannot be true. I was in my teenage age then. These people that, I used to see, they were like best friends. When you see them, you will be like, this is the best couple. And like in the internet, sometimes when some people see some couple and they feel like they are the most perfect couple on earth, people will start tapping. Oh, I tap into this type of marriage. I tap. You go. They tap. You don't even know what you're tapping. You don't know what you're tapping because you're only seeing what they want you to see. So I later discovered that these people, they are not even sharing a room. This is people that are married. They got married and then they started having issues. They started sleeping in different rooms. In fact, they have even filed for their divorce, but they decided to live in the same room, in the same house, like roommates. My goodness. They decided to live in the same house like roommate because, they were ashamed of what people would say. This is people, they just got married, it's not even up to 6 months. So a lot of things started happening at the same time. They decided, okay, maybe this is not going to work. They were sharing different rooms. The wife doesn't cook for the husband. They were basically like strangers living in the same house. Like I was like, when I heard that, I was like, oh my goodness, really? And the amazing part, the surprising part of it was when they are outside, they will hold their hands together like people in love, and they will keep tickling each other. The husband will tickle the wife. And she will be laughing, and the wife will be like, oh, leave me jaw. They'll just be like, love play between a man and, like, when you see them, basically you will be like, these people are in love. But we didn't know that they were just putting up a show. So always pray for yourself. If you are a spiritual person or maybe you're a Christian, pray for your own partner. Don't be tapping anything, any relationship you see on social media. You say, I tap into it, okay? So that you don't tap something that will come back to, to haunt you in the future, right? So always pray for yourself, and also be the best you can in a relationship. Because if you go with the mindset that you don't have to, you just have to relax, you just have to relax, you don't have to do anything, you might be telling yourself lies, because relationship is very tough. Marriage is even tougher, because if you don't mind the way you handle it, if you don't take care of it, if you don't nurture it, you're going to get tired of it. That time that, in the altar or in the court, you'll be like, you take this person to be your lovely wedded, husband or wife, vice versa. And you say for better, for words, in poorer or in richer. So Like you're taking basically taking a life oath. So it's going to be something that is going to take a long time, and you're not expecting to go into it just to jump out. So you have to be ready to make it work. Okay, that's one thing we have to learn from it. Like I said when I started this life, if it's only one person that is making it to work, be rest assured that that person is going to get tired, because there are some people that like to take advantage of maybe somebody's goodness or how calm they are, or they don't like to complain anything you do. They are laid back, they appear to be understanding, they appear to be so tolerable of your character that you neglect them, you neglect their feelings. You don't want to put in, hard work. You don't want to make it work. You don't want to consider their feelings. So just be rest assured that in a space of time, that person is going to shock you. That person is going to shock you, and you'll be shocked by the time they will tell you, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of it. And then you start asking yourself, wait, but we have been okay. We have been okay. You have not told me this before. Okay, so that is to tell you that some people can bottle up their, how they feel about you. This is why I always say this, because I always say this to any of my friends that are close to me. Make it a habit on a weekly basis. Okay, on a weekly basis, have a talk with your partner. Ask them, is there something that I did? If it's not daily, because I don't want to stress you out, or maybe if you have busy schedule, that you wouldn't want to be saying that every day, so that it won't be like you're repeating yourself. Make it like a weekly something. Ask your partner, is there something that I did this week you didn't like? Is there some things that I did you didn't expect that I could do that? Are there things that you want me to fix? Are there things that I did you didn't like? Make it a habit. It's very important. You will be amazed at some of the things they might tell you. You'll be like, oh my God, I didn't even know that I was doing that wrong. I didn't even know, that what I did annoyed you. But if you didn't have that talk, you will know. You think everything is good, and it will keep happening. Before you know it, they will come and shock you and tell you, you have been doing me this, so you have been doing this to me, you have been this way, and I cannot take it any longer, so I'm calling it quits. And you'll be like, oh my God. You'll be like, my village people. It's not your village people. Every time we always like to put our blames on others. We don't like to take responsibility of our actions. We always have to like push it out. Is the other person, oh my goodness, oh, he or she is cheating on me, or maybe there is somebody new. That might not be the case. So make it a habit on a weekly basis, okay? Try this and you will thank me later. Make it a habit on a weekly basis. Talk to your partner, ask them, tell them to be open to you. Tell them that you're free and you're open-minded to accept any kind of criticism that will come from them. Sometimes people don't like to be criticized. That is because some people don't know how to criticize, or they don't know how to, tell you their mind. So when they are talking to you, it's as if they are battering you. It's as if they are just, it's as if they hate you. So it's also good that you learn how to, that you learn how to tell your partner, communicate your feelings to your partner without coming off as you're insulting them, because that can trigger them. That can make them to anything that you want to say. They don't even want to listen. Like if you're talking, they'll just be like they'll just be looking at you like you're trying to, stir up problems with them. You understand? So make it a habit and try to, like I said, try to know how to talk to them and be open-minded. Be free to receive criticism, because if that person is trying to tell you, okay, you did this and I didn't like it, and then you're trying to, claim that you're innocent, or you didn't do it, or you're complaining too much, or maybe you'll be like, I don't think I did that, or I don't think I'm wrong. Like you're basically trying to claim, right, that you're perfect. That person will not want to tell you next time, even if you ask them, honey, oh, baby, oh, whatever name you call them, did I do something that you didn't like? They will say, no, 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 because they know that when they tell you, you wouldn't want to accept your wrongs, so you can, make them right. So be ready to listen, be a listener. It's good to be a listener and also a communicator. So I'm just saying this, I myself, I'm not perfect. I have my, I have my own little demons, but in everything, I believe with communication, we can be able to strive through any type of, whatever that comes your way. You will just know how to maneuver it. You will know how to go through it. You will know how to handle it. You will know how to fix it. So a lot of marriage these days are broken because there is no communication, because they stopped doing, the things they were doing that was making it to work. When you stop, like, it's like when you stop watering a plant, it will stop, it will start dying, because the plant needs water to, to grow and to look fresh, to look alive. So when you stop doing those things, your relationship will start, before you know it, you know you will start, blaming somebody else. You start, feeling like maybe some people, some witchcraft. Sometimes, most times it's not about witchcraft. It's not about maybe people trying to destroy your home. It could be something that you can fix, but you are not doing your duty. So what we have to take away from Anita and Paul relationship, because in every situation, let's just try to learn something from it. I have learned something from it, and you can also learn something from it, because I'm sure that anybody here, you wouldn't want to have a relationship that will crash. You want your relationship to flourish. You want your relationship to last. You will want your relationship to be heaven on earth, if not, to be perfect, at least to be enjoyable, if not perfect. So basically, what I'm saying is, try to be the best you can in that relationship, okay? And try to be understanding, try to be open-minded, be free to yourself. Sometimes, I find out that some people can be free to with others, but their partners, they're not even free with them. You can't talk with your partner, but you're free when you're outside. You're chatty with friends, you can tell them anything. But when you are home, you cannot tell your wife or your woman, you cannot tell them anything. You buckle it up. Even if she tries or he tries to strike up a conversation, you will just brush it off, or maybe summarize it with, nothing much. But you won't break it down like you've been breaking it down with, other people. So we have a lot of work to do. So relationship is not always, that's why they say it's not a bed of roses. And that is true. That is because you need to keep, fertilizing it so that it will keep growing. You need to keep watering it so that it will keep growing. So I don't know, that person that indicated that you wanted to ask me a question, I don't know if you asked and I missed that question. I'm not sure. Okay, I didn't get any question from you because I'm actually rounding up now. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask me. And then let me make this announcement. I specified it when you go through my page. If you have a worry, okay, maybe you have something that is bothering you, or you're in a state of dilemma and you need people advice, please feel free to inbox me, okay? You can either send it through a Gmail. My Gmail is there. I provided it. Or if you don't have Gmail, you can drop it there, okay? And it's going to be anonymous, of course. So if you have, I have received about 3 already. So I will take my time to go through, those worries, and try to understand the situation before I will present it here, because I believe that even if I might not have an answer or the right advice, somebody else on the life can have the right answer. So you're free to drop your worry. Okay, sometimes we have, worries. Sometimes we need to hear from other people. We need to, hear from another person different from yourself. So if you have a worry, feel free. Okay, check out my worry button. You can send in your worry, and then we can discuss about it, because sometimes we have issues. Sometimes we are facing things that you don't know. You might not know the best way to handle it. So that's why I'm making this announcement here, because maybe some of you might not see it. Okay, like I said, I've already gotten about 3 worries, and I'm going to take my time. So if you're one of those people that sent me your worry already, just don't worry. I will treat it, but I have to take my time to understand the situation so that I don't make mistake. Okay. Hi, Promise. Good evening. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me. Oh my goodness, I think you will have to, rewind after this live, because I'm actually ending, and I was just saying that, in on this page, you know, there is a space for you to send in your worry. Okay, if you need people to advise you on something, okay, feel free to send it through the worry. Just go through my inbox. You'll be able to know exactly what I'm talking about, so we can discuss about it. And people who has something to tell you, to advise you, they can give in their advice. And it doesn't mean that any advice that is being given here, you must take it. Okay, it's going to be calculated, because I'm sure that a lot of people have different opinions. So you just have to, with your situation, you have to come to the what is best for you. So that is it. Is there anyone that has any question? If not, I would have to thank you. A very big shout out. Okay, let me do this. A very big shout out to everyone who recently joined my page. I appreciate every one of you. Thanks for liking the page and for also sharing me out, right? Thank you for promoting the ministry. I'm not a pastor, okay? But thank you for promoting the page. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely day. Anywhere you're watching me from, I hope you have a pleasant day. I hope you're safe. I hope you're happy. And I hope there is no much worry, okay? Hope nothing is worrying you too much that you have to weigh you down. So yeah, that is it. Hey, Joy, thanks so much. I appreciate that for the compliments. So this is where I'll just end it. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me. I will see you guys on my next live. I'm sure I will be going live tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday. Yeah, I'm sure I'll go live tomorrow. So thanks and bye-bye.